Unity, strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity, strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity, strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity, strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity, strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity, strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity, strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity, strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody's not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody's not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody's not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk.
Good evening, wherever you're listening, watching from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean. Good evening, good evening. We're going to start off this evening with news out of the Parliament. Tensions between the Juliet Holness and the Speaker Juliet Holness and Angela Brown Burke is still up in air. They're still having their tensions going on in the Parliament. Mrs. Holness read a long speech, and of course, Dr. Angela Brown Burke responds. But we're going to speak about the public transport sector for a bit, and I hope people from the public transport sector can call in. Minister of Transportation Daryl Vaz once more, have no scan regard for the public transport sector. What he did in the Parliament today, he promised the leaders of the public transport sector that he will announce in the Parliament today the fare increase for bus and taxi operators. When he went to the Parliament, no such thing happened. Nothing of the sort happened. And it begs to ask the question tonight, what's going to happen next to the public transport sector? Are they going to go on a stick out? Are they going to go on an island-wide withdrawal of service? Things are going up. Gas is going up. Tires are going up. The roads are in a terrible condition in our country. Front-end parts is going up. And this afternoon, members of the public transport sector, led by some of the presidents, went to the Parliament and sit in the wells of the Parliament, expecting the minister to give them the 16% increase in bus fare. That did not happen at all. That did not happen at all. Good evening to all those in the chat room. Like up the live feed. Share up the live feed. We are coming to you live from the studios of the Make We Talk program. We're going to speak about what is going on in the Parliament with Juliet Holness and Dr. Angela Brown Burke this afternoon. Speaker Holness gave a long speech to what is going on in the Parliament. And until now, we don't hear an apology from her. Dr. Angela Brown Burke went on the rampage also to respond to the Speaker. We don't hear an apology from her either. But Dr. Angela Brown Burke did something that I truly like. And she demanded respect from the Speaker. For those who want to respond to us, remember our telephone numbers are 954-529-8030. What I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can get a hold of the members of the public transport sector to ask their questions. What they think about what happened in the Parliament today. With the minister didn't give them the fare increase. Lady James went into the Parliament also. So is President Edgerton Newman. And they expected to get a fare increase from the public transport, from the minister. I think Reverend Finnegan was in there too, I'm not sure. But you know, when I saw a copy of the minister's speech, I didn't see that in there, but I couldn't come out and say it. But my good friend Steve Hessin came on this program earlier on and said they won't get it. And so said, so done. It begs to ask the question this afternoon. What is the members of the public transport sector going to do? Are they going to withdraw their services? What QS is going to do? Are they going to withdraw their services around the country? It's a long thing overdue, you know. Last year, the minister didn't utter a word in the parliament about the public transport sector. He said he didn't have enough time. He promised the president of the public transport sector that he will give them a fare increase this time around. He went to the parliament and said that, boy, you can't get it. Because Hurricane Melissa passed through. And the country is in a dire state. Yet this same minister is seeking $2 billion more to buy some buses, some school buses. And you can't give the members of the public transport sector a fare increase. And you have some people who believe that the public transport sector shouldn't get any fare increase. I'm of the view that they should. I believe, as I always said, the poor pauperizing bus and taxi operators of this country deserve a fare increase. The JUTC is subsidized by the government of Jamaica. So they are all right. But other members of the public transport sector are facing the pans of hell from the transport authority, from the police giving them tickets, from bad road condition, and I can go on and go on and go on. But this afternoon, Darrell Vaz don't see it fit. He has no respect for the members of the public transport sector. He doesn't see it fit to give them a fare increase. And because some of those presidents believe in this minister, they went to the parliament, sit down in a jacket and tie, thinking that this minister was going to give them a fare increase. Damn shame and disgrace. It's a shame and disgrace that you go to meeting after meeting, hoping and praying that this minister will go to the parliament today in the sectorial presentation and say to the members of the public transport sector from Negril Point to Moran Point, from Galena Head Mountain to Blue Mountain, from Danford Head Mountain to Dranker Head Mountain, and say to them, I'm going to give you a fare increase. No, he did not do so. What he see fit to do was to go in there and speak about the JUTC, bus after bus after bus after bus. Minister Darrell Vaz, let me say something to you. If you believe that we in the diaspora gonna forget about the $1.4 billion bus saga, you make a sad mistake. We're still investigating it, and we're getting some information on those buses right here in Broward County, in Miramar. I can give you the episode. In Miramar, right here in Broward County. We are launching our own investigation. So you're going to talk about bus after bus after bus. We're not show you something. You have no respect for the people of this country. You have no respect for the public transport sector. But you have some licky presidents who kiss up your ass so you can turn them in an idiot and tell them all sorts of damn nonsense. While the poor pauperizing bus and taxi operators is facing the pans of hell from the Transport Authority and from these licky police officers too. And because these public transport sector operators don't take their little business as a business, when it come for them to stand out and speak and call for accountability, no man, them are die-hearted labor rights, are die-hearted comrades. So they can't go out, they can impart in a power. That is why Daryl Vaz treating you this way. That is why Daryl Vaz will go to the parliament and disrespect the people of this country. But with bad mind, we mustn't ask him anything. You, the members of the public transport sector, and we, the Jamaican people, suck up and kiss up these politicians too much. We let them don't remember that the word minister in Latin means servant of the people of this country. And so this afternoon, when the minister going to the parliament, and he go in the end with his strong speech to speak, his speech has no substance. It lack little body. You know, have no taste. You know, have no salt and pepper in there. You know, have no scotch bonnet pepper in there. You know, have no scallion in there. You have no respect for the public transport sector, Daryl Vaz. You as minister, you're the worst minister in the history of this country when it come on to public transport sector. Some of them who want to talk can't talk and they're afraid to talk. You not give me no money for put on my 10 bun chicken back on fire. I don't beg no nothing. So I can talk. You are the worst minister of transportation. And in any other modern democracy, you will sit in the parliament of Jamaica. But because this country has no accountability, this country is a lack of accountability. That is why they can have people like you sitting in the parliament disrespecting the people of this country. And that is why members of the public transport sector, who is another set, you people are afraid to do certain things. I've been saying it on this platform for years. Whether the members of the public transport sector ever decide to come together, there'll be a force to reckon in for. But they don't. What they do is to go on Newman platform, go on Hessin's platform, go on One Love and One This platform, and all they do is chat about politics. And quite frankly, there are some people on this platform who has no interest in the public transport sector. All the talk is about PNP and JLP. Because some of them are getting their bread and butter from both political parties. So they can talk about them. You see, because me not get none from none of them, I'm not from none of them, I can talk. Until the members of the public transport sector come together and form a togetherness and stop being so divided as the politics suggests in this country, no minister of transportation will ever respect you all. The only minister of transportation ever respect the public transport sector, apart from Lester Mike Henry, was Robert Bobby Montague. When he asked Mr. Montague, one boss, when you give me a local raise, soon, how soon? Very soon. Daryl Vaz can't do that. Because Daryl Vaz thinks that the people of this country are beneath him. Daryl Vaz believes that the members of the public transport sector is beneath him. So he can't give them a fair increase. And he refused to give them a fair increase. And the members of the public transport sector sit idly by. When they go to meetings, they're afraid to speak. But when they're out on the platform, they talk all the nonsense. PTC around there, sir. Yo, PTC around there, sir. Yo, they don't talk nothing with substance. Every single day, the public transport sector form a WhatsApp group. The form 1 January 2026. And throughout the year of 2026, the form 1, the form how many? At the end of 2026, the form another one. And nothing is being done to help them in the public transport sector. Not one single thing. And that is why the Minister of Transportation has no respect for you all. Because all of you sit down and chat pure damn nonsense every day on the platforms. You don't do nothing. You don't talk about substance to move the sector forward. You don't talk about how the Transport Authority giving you all license to operate. But yet there is no parking facility in Halfway Tree. The old housing ministry in Halfway Tree, an old dilapidated asbestos building, where they have part belongs to JIS and part belongs to the Ministry of Justice. And in the same breath, one of their friends and cronies own a car mart down there that sell cars. Before I left Jamaica, I lobbied for that building, that car park, and nobody had person in mind. And it's still going on. They have no parking facility for the people of this country in the Halfway Tree. And every day you see them running in from Spencer Drive. At this time of evening, police park up between Spencer Drive and Jamaica National Bank. The poor paparazzi bus and taxi operators running up and down like them an idiot. What has this minister done for them? More than tell those who he can control to form committees. And the form all sort of committees. And every day they go on a meeting, chatting pure nonsense. And every day you, the members of the public transport sector, is on platform chatting pure nonsense too about PNP and JLP. What has PNP and JLP done to help you in your business? You don't think Darrell Vaz have one business? You think Darrell Vaz start PNP and JLP in business? But you people don't see it. To cut this nonsense about Labour Party and PNP. And take your business seriously. This minister promised you last year that you'll get a fare increase. Last year come. Kananapong. He telling us he couldn't talk because the time was limited. Now we get enough time. He spend most of the time cussing the opposition party and calling people bad mind. And until now, when he speaks to you people from the People's Parliament, no fare increase. And all they can hear, boy, I'm disappointed. I told you all that this man has no respect for you people. He's the worst minister of transportation in the history of this country. The worst. And to add wood to the fire, the man went on the people's, from the People's Parliament and said to you all, you not get bus off a bus off a bus off a bus off a bus. I'm sorry for you know. Dog nyamu no supper in this country when him done with you know. When Darrell Vaz done with the public transport sector, you have to pack up on a bus and try sell it. I like my good friend Bruce Miller. You have to not try sell for him bus them. I like Curious if you not try sell for him car when Darrell Vaz done with you know. You're not going to get no help. Because he shall give you no bus off a bus off a bus. Because he say on a bad mind. On a bad mind him. In which modern democracy can a minister spend $1.4 billion? And some of the buses don't come out now. Where is the rest of the money? Nobody know. And he still sits as Minister of Transportation. Only in Jamaica. Only in this country where there's no accountability. And he's asking for $2 billion more. And you people sit down in the public transport sector. And all you can say, boy, the minister not doing nothing at all, you know. Lord of mercy. You hear one say, Lord, I'm disappointed in the minister. Oh, no fool, no dog. A politician in name. They know the sweet mouth to not get to the vote. The 25 September 2025 election. The amount of bus and taxi operators will see the car people go to polling station. I didn't want to, you know. I told them to stay home. If I stay home, see what I'm doing again? See what I'm doing again? Darrell Vast tell us, yeah man, we not get it, man. Election call nothing. The PM promise the people of Jamaica higher minimum wage. Them get little chip and halfpenny. And now the public transport can't get no chip and halfpenny. I will forever say this and make no apology. If it was Robert Bobby Montague, are you asking minister what go on, man? About look fearing? Hold on there, Jeffrey. Soon, man. Soon. How soon, sir? Very soon. If he can't get a 16, good God, man, could I go to 14? But he don't care about you, no? Because he shall give him a bus off a bus. Dog, I'm going to suffer in this country when he done with you, no? You believe that this man care about you, no? Don't care about you, no, one flying kahuna. But you don't go sit down and yam and drink with them. You're going to sit down, not even eat, yam and drink with all of them. And all you can talk about PT this and PT that and farmer kind of WhatsApp group. All of this WhatsApp group on the farm. Is it helping the public transport sector? More than you put on some people not supposed to be there. And all them chatting about PNP and JLP. You don't hear them talk about nothing but the public transport sector. To try and uplift you people. No, do that. Anyway, enough of the public transport sector this week. I don't know, not calling for gross on what they call it? Okay, I want me alone upset. Man driver call and say, look here, we want 4 tires. Yes, if they want money, you make no money down there. You have to give them money to buy 4 tires. I hear George Davis talking about the roads. I feel him engine mash up because of the road them. There's a precipice. And this minister do not see it fit to go no. Because you know why? Him driving Prado high-end vehicles owned by the taxpayers of this country. So for him packet now feel nothing when they come on to a servicing car. When they drop in the pothole, the Prado take up here and gone again. But make Steve Hessin vehicle dropping on a pothole. God help him. Make Edgerton Newman bicycle. I'm in Prado. Dropping on no in Prado. In what they call it? In Vaxi. I'm in Probax. Dropping on a pothole. You don't see neither him, nor the Probax, nor the Vaxi, nor the bicycle. This is what is going on in this country. And this minister went to the People's Parliament, has no scan regard for the public transport sector. to say to them, listen to me, I can't give you 16, but I can't give you 15 or 14. No. Because he know how to tie up them around your little finger. You don't want people like we to ask him any questions. He need to tell the Jamaican people, what has he, where did the $1.4 billion went? We're asking questions up here as Jamaicans in the diaspora. And we shall go to the city of Miramar. And we shall ask questions. We shall go to our congressmen and senators and ask questions how to get the buses them. Were they donated to no? I want to go back and sell the people of this country the buses them. We're going to ask questions. Because we're getting some information about some paperwork. But we bad mind. We're not show you bad mind. We're going to show you bad mind, Daryl Vaz. Because you should not sit in the People's Parliament. You don't fit to sit in the People's Parliament. You're a disgrace to the Parliament of this country. $1.4 billion of taxpayers' money. We don't get some of the buses all now. I know we don't get some of the buses them. But yet, he's sitting in the Parliament same way. Sitting in the Parliament same way. You know something? You see, if the people of this country, and I said it last night when Luke George was on, hopefully Luke George come on again tonight. I'm not sure. I sent him the link. Hopefully come on. Listen to this. Daryl Vaz delivered 50 buses. An outstanding of $637 million is outstanding. Until now, he can't just where the $637 million is. $637 million of taxpayers' money is outstanding. And this minister have the gall and the audacity to be telling the Jamaican people, so we now have no we bad mind. Huh? This minister have the gall and the audacity to be telling the Jamaican people that we bad mind. It's our money. $637 million is outstanding. And Daryl Vaz can't tell the people of this country where the money gone. About rural school bus program. Hold on there for me. How would they call me? Hello, good afternoon. Make me talk here live. Hello?
Hey, Jeffrey, good evening.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm okay. You're still on live, right?
Yes, ma'am. Live in living colors.
Jeffrey, you realize what is going on in our parliament?
Uh-huh.
You realize even that Miss Daryl Vaz get up here bragging my blog?
Because you know why? When we offer information to the People's National Party about these buses, until now the PNP na their kaham, na kuhum.
Well, I'm not going to say they are not doing anything, but you realize that the way all the Speaker of the House, it seems like a fear is a bedroom. Because she not giving the opposition no time to talk. She don't want to hear from the...
Hello, ma'am. The speaker have a right to treat them, sir. Because there's a standing order book that they need to study. The speaker don't know the damn thing about the standing order book, you know. But because the speaker realized that some members of the People's National Party don't know the standing of us operating that way. In which modern democracy? In which modern democracy, ma'am? Can a wife be speaker and a husband be prime minister? Only in this 2x4 country of ours. Exactly.
And even I was watching the parliament today, and then the opposition say, what did he say, point of order, something like that. She tried to tell them, say, no, that's not how we do it. That's not how we do it here. Even the
new sheriff in town.
You listen, when she was speaking before when Parliament just opened. You hear what you say about the mace. The mace is not there for anybody to touch for any protest.
No, it is true. It is true. As the rule of the Parliament, it is true. I will say that it is true. The mace and other members of Parliament, Edmund Bartlett did it before, and he was sanctioned in the Parliament. It's not the first time somebody touched it, you know.
Yeah, I know.
But what they should have done, hold on for me, darling. What they should have done is take that damn thing and fling it outside.
Yeah, but I thought that the mace was something that when they want to be heard and they are not being heard.
No, that's not the mace is there for. No.
Oh?
No. That's not true.
Okay.
The mace is there. If the mace is not in the Parliament can't keep.
Exactly. So that's why Angela Burke should have taken it out and throw it outside. Can't go throw away.
Because if the member of the Parliament, the People's Parliament, I'm gonna play the two speeches, you know. If the members of the People's Parliament is trying to get the attention of the speaker, and they can take the damn mace and fling it outside, then so be it.
I thought she was going to ask Angela Burke to apologize because
she needs to apologize to the people of this country. Both of them need to apologize to the people of this country. Both of them need to apologize. And I will call Member Burke if I have to and say, Member Burke, with all due respect to you, ma'am, you should apologize to the people of the country, ma'am. But the speaker should lead by example and apologize to the members of the House, the opposition side, and to the people of this country.
She's going on as if the house is her bedroom. She and her husband bedroom. Because obviously to me, she don't want to hear from the opposition, none at all.
Well, the opposition, ma'am, the opposition People's National Party have the standing order to guide them, and they need to study the standing order and put the speaker in her place. That they are the people's opposition. They are the king's opposition, the government opposition, and they have a right to speak in the Parliament of this country.
But they don't say the speaker, the House don't want to hear that. Okay, Caroline. You're welcome. She don't want to hear that. She don't want to hear
No, hold on for me, ma'am. Hold on for me. If all of them get up in the Parliament, you see, if every single member of the People's National Party get up in the Parliament and decide to listen to me, we need to be heard in this Parliament.
You she was addressing that too, because it's included
Mrs.
the opposition leader.
Hello, Mrs. Holness can't tell in the damn thing she feel attack in the Parliament, you know. The people of this country.
People can talk whatever they want to talk, but nobody's going to deter her from running the Parliament the way it ought to be run.
Oh. Well, let me ask a question. Hold on there for me. Jamaica had how much female speaker? 3. Plus other male speakers. I never hear Pernell Charles from the Jamaica Labour Party come out and act like the way how she acting. I never heard her former head Dalrymple Philibert go the way how she going on.
And when she talking, she's talking with aptitude.
Is it that the Parliament now has a different rule and regulation conducted by Juliet Holness?
Of course.
Oh.
Everybody see that.
Oh, is that so?
Everybody see that. And how Daryl Vaz is doing is bigging up himself and the Prime Minister and the Minister of Tourism and this Aris Chung. That's all we're doing.
Let's not talk about those petty things. What we need to talk about is actual what is going on in the parliament and plus what they're doing to the people of this country. What I am saying, if they say that Mrs. Brown Burke disrespect the parliament, then the speaker disrespect the parliament too. So both of them need to apologize. Angela Brown Burke did the apology doing a little thing with the Gleaner. Until now, this speaker hasn't apologized to the people of this country.
Oh boy, I tell you. May God ever help us.
This is Jamaica. Land of wood and no water. Where the dynasty of the Holnesses are running this country. Why don't I like it? Yes or no? The dynasty of the Holness and the dynasty of the Vaz are running this country.
Yeah, because you hear him say, I'm going to take a little speech from out of the Prime Minister budget debate speech. Ain't nobody going to break my stride. That means to say, in telling you plain, them a thief and nobody can stop them from thief.
And the Jamaican diaspora up here, all because them want off old dead donkey. Them not ask about money when they send going on with dinner. Because they must get pictures with the Prime Minister and the Minister. Oh, you know. Oh, my dear, look up there. It's the picture of me and the Prime Minister, you know. I'm the Minister for Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, you know. And I have dinner with them. Oh, my God. Who is Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness and Camina Johnson Smith and Daryl Vaz? Are they the Lord God Almighty?
Listen, I'm just waiting to hear what the Auditor General is going to bring out about those buses.
All when they come out in Angwa jail. Until the Jamaicans in South Florida go to their congressmen and congresswomen. May they investigate where they get these buses from up here. Let some justice roll down like a mighty stream for the people of this country, Jamaica. The justice system in our country will never send them to jail.
Anyway, Jeffrey, I'm on the job, so I will talk again.
All right, my darling.
Okay, have a good night.
Have a good night. So if him thinks that we not do nothing, you make a sad mistake. The people, the Jamaicans in the Jamaican diaspora in South Florida must send a clear message to their congressmen and congresswomen and their senators about the $1.4 billion school bus scandal is rocking Jamaica. The buses came from up here. So we must ask questions as taxpayers of the United States. And we're taxpayers of Jamaica too. We must go and ask questions. Were the buses donated to them and they sell the bus to the government? That's the question we must ask Daryl Vaz. Was the buses donated to the Ministry of Transportation on the doctor the things them? Question me ask him and accusing or nothing. My good friend Mrs. Williams tell me the other day and told Rattigan that there's some influential people in the Congress of this great United States has watched these programs. So we are saying to them tonight, an investigation must launch into the school bus scandal. The buses came from the United States. The buses were shipped from Miami. We must ask questions. And we must get answers. So those who believe that we bad mind them for the bus, you make a sad mistake, we bad them for the bus. It's taxpayers' money. But bus after bus, you shall know what you shall prison after prison, you shall go. In any other modern democracy, you don't sit in the parliament of this country. But no. They don't have any regard for the people of Jamaica. They don't respect the people of this country. And that is why those who are in the tax industry in this country, Jamaica, Uno shall face it because this minister has no respect for Uno. This minister has no respect for Uno. Good night, make we talk here live, Miss P. Go ahead.
Good night, man. I'm glad to hear your voice. You sound better tonight.
Miss P. I soon get a coffee, so I can't know you coming on my pressure. Hey, Jesus, go ahead, Miss P.
Yes, we not even get to listen to them, because I'm in the road today, but
Me soon play it, man. Me soon play, make you listen to it.
Based on where me know about that Monday. That not what that the man must wear true. And me tell the taxi man them in my area and all taxi bus driver who me associate with and talk to. Them not like them don't have it power, and them don't know say them have it power. We lock down this and show them say them run things.
That's what they must do.
You understand?
The taxi and bus operators from Negril Point to Moran Point must send a clear message to Andrew Michael Holness and Daryl Vaz. Lock this country down, lock, stock and barrel. When they want the salary increase, they get it. When they want the fee increase, they can't get it. Come on, man.
And Daryl Vaz have a style. Anytime he in a parliament attack, like him a cuss. In a parliament, I make your speech or your debate or whatever. You know, with respect, man. They want to pay advice and talk to your opposition, them a boy and girl. Daryl Vaz, when you're looking at your auntie, see them, you know. And all about, you know, you should even have parliament, you know.
Well, let me speak. I want to say good night to human rights activist, my good friend Luke George Cook tonight again. Luke, welcome to the program. Miss P's online.
Miss P, good night.
Right?
Jeffrey.
Good night, Mr. Luke.
Good night, Miss P. Hold on there. I see you said there too. Because the truth of the matter, I really tried not to listen to anything will come out of the Jamaican Parliament. Not better things to do in the time. I think that people, them have them support. And me here, I heard speaker.
Hold on there, Luke. Stick up in there. Remember your thoughts. Miss P was making a thought thing before. Miss P, go ahead.
Member, I'm so sorry. Member. I don't want to remove the name.
Mr. Luke is not member. Mr. Luke is not member. Is member.
Member.
I member.
Yeah.
However, yes, back to what we said, Jeffrey. If Daryl Vaz have too much power, they have no respect, and it continue to kill them. He now no respect. Every time, no matter what him attack over or about, him not getting facts before he come. And then he just hoping himself and attack like, you don't know why you have to behave like that. You don't can make your point with respect, man. And you're so lying. You're so lying.
You know something,
Yeah,
Miss
come
P?
on.
You know something, Miss P?
Yeah.
Is it because he know he get away with the school bus scandal? Why acting that way? And that is why.
Him not get out here yet.
Hold
no.
on, Miss P.
Him
That
not
is
get
why.
wet.
That is why Jamaicans who are in the Jamaican diaspora must reach out to their congressmen and congresswomen and their senators. We were told that the buses were donated. We're doing some investigation to figure it out if that is true. If it is true that they were donated, then the United States government, the taxpayers of the United States, have to ask some questions of the Jamaican government.
I think God. What's that? What is Japan, Jamaica? What is Japan, Jamaica? Where Jamaica come to? And then everywhere you go, you see one building a put up. A Chinese. Everywhere you go, you pass you see one building. A Chinese. Come on, Mr. Prime Minister.
You remember in the 1960s, Miss P? You never had any time there, but your parents have to tell you. Luke can tell you to be kind people and tell him. In the 1960s, you know, when Bangarang started in this country, and the Jamaicans and get fed up, you know what happened? They start the stuff on downtown Kingston come up.
My grandfather tell me about it.
All right. It shall happen again.
I know in 1960, before that, man. I think in the 50s or 40s, then when they beat out the Chinese back there. And them time, man, they a tick they use. 3 tick. Too much Chinese in here. And what me I say, we want somebody show me which part of China, a Jamaican over there do business.
Ask Luke can tell you.
Why? Because I travel there every week. Yeah.
Me want somebody show me one business place.
Never start down a Beijing.
Somebody show me we don't know one black man. I do business down at China away from work and college.
But Miss P, look here. You can't blame the Chinaman, you know. Because look here, from time to time, memorial, everybody can see something in Jamaica where we not see or nobody not show. And so everybody can own a part of Jamaica because our government don't create the space for ordinary people like you and I and so many others to see an economy that works. And an economy that works for everybody, not just some. The other day I saw the Chinese fixing the road. And I was so surprised when you talk to Jamaicans, both home and abroad, them tell us, boy, from the Chinese that fix the road, we're going to get better road. And, you know, sometimes I have to laugh sometimes when we hear father talk because one of the things I remember when they were doing when Portia Simpson was doing the highway, I'm frightened now, missing part of the highway in the Edward Philip George Siaga Highway. That they said to mount the hill, the grading of it was done properly. But it was done primarily by the Chinese. So the other day I noticed that most of the construction, and I heard it from the minister himself, Nestor in Parliament, that them give the subcontract to do the road to China Harbour people then. Miss P, at time we get it in our thick skull. Our government do not believe in the capacity of the Jamaican people. Them not hide them feelings of how them not believing in the capacity of. Because if it is true that the Chinese works better than your own people, it is a lot to be said of the present government. Remember, on the 5%, on the one match the PMP with 18 years. And the only thing we can get out of the 18 years is that we are going to work with China Harbour and our people get the subservient where And then when you come and you talk on that show, your people say, oh, you're labor right, you're PMP because you always a talk bad about it. But what happened today? What happened to promoting the skilled workers that you know that Jamaica have? And how are we?
Hold on there for me. I was told today, remember you know, say, Luke, that when you see garbage come over here, you must reply to garbage. Because Riverton Dump has a lot of garbage in there and it stinks. And the parliament have some garbage inside there too. And that's why the parliament of Jamaica stink. I will say this again. The Jamaicans in the Jamaican diaspora must reach out to their congressmen and congresswomen. And they must launch an investigation in the $1.4 billion bus scandal that is rocking Jamaica. They must ask questions of the Ministry of Education too. Because someone will not go to jail for American taxpayers' money. So you come over here, come on off your mouth. Go ahead for me, Luke.
You know, Jeffrey, we really have to have one rapid session because me notice them are coming on your space too much.
Let them come. Let me turn Peter David Phillips tonight. Bring it on. I can take around one. A Tavares name. And Tavares a back down for no boy, no girl, no day.
No, and them no for draw your tongue.
No, they can't draw my tongue. A woman draw my tongue.
And it's not your one country one.
Mrs. Tavares, you hear that? Whoa!
Yeah, come over here tonight. Mr. Someone shall go to jail. When they talk about bus off a bus, you shall go to jail for you do to the taxpayers of this country. You naming taxpayer money and robbing taxpayer money. You shall go to prison.
And you must remember that there are people in the diaspora who benefit from this, you know, because they facilitate.
Miss P, me call about Miss P. Look, go ahead.
Them facilitate a lot of these transactions. And when them done, them are not so, enough of them are not clean. I see JLP and PMP politics them preach every day. But what may I say, Jeffrey, is it that Jamaicans don't have skilled workers that we have to go outside of Jamaica? And what does that say for the rest of us? When we look and see the Chinese coming here to work and the lands that they are given, Jeffrey, and the housing. Because you see, if you go up at Dallas Castle right now, right up the sun at St. Andrew, and look, all the Chinese have go up there and turn that into a smart city. No, me not against anybody in the car. All people are good. You have good people in everywhere. But they are the ones who are benefiting from a lot of the scarce benefits are spoiled.
I don't blame the Chinese, Luke. Because if you have people like Darrell Vaz in the parliament, who they do so, they go on like him and build up here and Duppy Conqueror. The Jamaicans in the Jamaican diaspora, I'm going to say it again. Go to your congressmen and congresswomen. Make them ask how they get the buses in Jamaica. Was it donated from the city of Miramar? And they sell it to the people of Jamaica? We must ask questions. So no come over here tonight. You go afraid of no nasty, dirty Marlon Morgan. You shall go to prison for taxpayers' money.
Marlon, hold on there. Jeffrey, you are Marlon Morgan fixation.
I don't like men. I don't like men.
So when Marlon all of us look at except for you, how are your name for you?
Must name me white for a Tavares, my name.
Why? But Jeffrey, when you look the other day, you know the only thing the Jamaican them was doing on the road work and them was the flag bearer. You seldomly saw black Jamaicans.
Damn lucky they get flag bearer, they shouldn't get none. Cause them they vote.
No, again, me I gotta tell you, the people them probably don't even vote. Them just know so when them have a little road work. Let us not ever get it twisted. Some of these people don't vote. Them go look work and them here to work.
Look, go back to the school bus for a minute there. Listen to this. 50 buses. 50 buses is missing. All right? And an outstanding amount of $637 million is missing. And Darrell Vass can't tell the people of Jamaica where the money there. The people of South Florida must go to their congressmen and congresswomen and the Senate and ask questions about these buses. Were they donated to the government of Jamaica? Who sell them to the government of Jamaica? You talk about rural school bus program? When there's a bunch of set of damn teeth.
Jeffrey, 50 buses are missing.
50 buses is outstanding. $637 million
Jeffrey,
is outstanding.
The bus them, you want, we must believe that the bus them just get up and disappear.
They never come.
So then hold on then. I only negotiate the purchase of the buses and where
Ask
are
Marlon Morgan, he know a lot.
and where are the procurement papers and the sale agreement between them and the city of Miramar?
When we ask questions during election fever, Darrell Vass tell we say we must ask Mark Golden for his birth certificate.
All right, with that one
$2 billion, we shall go to prison for that $2 billion.
Milton Samuda, the hypocrisy of this, Milton Samuda has a British birth certificate.
No, but I go down there with the loop. I go sick on the school bus. I go down there with it.
Yeah. So that is not a conversation to be had because it's sheer hypocrisy. But what I'm saying, Jeffrey, isn't there a public record of the purchase agreement?
Hold on, no man. Hold on, no Luke. Me shouldn't let out this push out of the bag tonight and I'm let you out. When they do an investigation, we soon find out something. We soon find out something. The Jamaicans in the Jamaican diaspora, well-thinking Jamaicans, if you have this country injured at heart, stop being PNP or JLP. We must go to our congressmen and congresswomen and the senators, go to Marco Rubio and ask questions. Was the buses donated to the Jamaican government or were they sold to the Jamaican government?
So hold on.
50 buses is outstanding. $637 million. I know we can't accountable for.
Me I tell you now. Every
There's
day,
a bunch of set of damn liars.
every day you bring up them things and people are gonna talk say, I true, you know, like the Jamaica Labour Party, but these things are blatantly wrong. And this is why I say thanks to people like you for bringing it out because where is the documentation for the purchase of these buses and who negotiate the sale? Were they donated? And if they were donated, where are the donations? Because the donation paper must be there to prove that it were donated. And yet,
Hey!
Jeffrey, the bus them come and they now walk. So the pit them is no better off than they were before.
What a woe, city nation.
And in the last election, none of them, the bus there transport people got meeting.
Ask Marlon Morgan if he going none of them.
I think Marlon Morgan is a despicable human being. And I don't want to go tell anybody forgot what them forgot eat because I don't want nobody to say road. I'm not talk about non-entity because the reason why Morgan or Wayne is in the Jamaican Labour Party, he might look for full in belly. I not have no interest in that. What significant have those people ever do for this country?
Let me say something here tonight. We are for the People's National Party. The paperwork that we have about these school buses don't pay us any mind. We are saying to the Auditor General tonight, reach out to us, ma'am. We have some paper that you're gonna need.
So
You
hold
talk about bus off a bus. Listen to me.
on there. On the reach out to the PMP and them not pay on no man.
Pay which charge of mine?
I got sweat but long year I come and here. Because so why on the can't send them?
Do. Look, shut your mouth.
Me not shut my mouth, you know. I not call my phone. Me not shut my mouth because them know why them would have turned down the opportunity and them talk how them love Jamaica. And do you have to wait for the Auditor General to send you an invitation for you to engage her offices and send her the paperwork and she see the transaction and can speak true to power because them can buy and sell her. I think them try them utmost best to buy her sell her, but she's not one of them where we take bribe and them not no video with her panani and beg them to stay in the office of Auditor General. So maybe what we need to do is find a way to send it to our office and ask that an investigation be carried out. We are concerned.
We were the one, hold on for me. We were the one who sent letters to her. Asked her to investigate this $1.4 billion school bus scandal. That's where it started. But we are saying to the Jamaicans in the United States of America, you all need to go to the congressmen and congresswomen and senators and ask questions. Did the city of Miramar give the school buses to Jamaica, or were they sold to the government of Jamaica? Which one it is?
How far on the with the investigation?
I cannot speak on the platform here according to my good friend Mutty Perkins.
Okay. So is it that we should remind the Auditor General that there are incriminating evidence that she needs to look at and bring it to the attention of the Jamaican people in the interest of the Jamaican people, since she is supposed to be protecting their best interest? Because if you get those buses as donation and you spend money and money missing, how can the money be missing? Because this is not like say you dig out the back door, go check the man in at the backyard and go we just call them. These are people who are supposed to account for the money and to the Jamaican people how they are spending it in the best interest. In fact, there is a book that them put out. I need to go find the book that them put out on them achievement and to look at how them said it, if them said all the muscles acquired.
Let me say something to you, Luke. I'm going to read something again too now. Because we have shown on this platform here. We have shown on this platform here. We have shown on Ratigan platform the buses. We also see some chassis number. And with the chassis number coming in and a school bus, they are water trucks. We're not showing it over here again. All we asking and we investigating. We need to know where the $1.4 billion went. 50 buses are missing. $630-something million is outstanding. Where the money there?
In addition to the money where them collect for hurricane relief, nobody know what they
do. I said, don't you trouble Zion.
I'm not Zion, this man. This a blatant robbery, blatant ISIS in the public. I am, if people don't want to pay attention to it. I'm wondering if people are taking you serious to get to their congressmen and women and ask them to do an investigation. Them people must go to prison for themselves, man. It's wrong, man. It can't because the small man.
Prison must meet them. This is, hold on for me, look. I can play something here. I can play something here. How long must we continue like this? And every 5 years, we jump up like we're a bunch of idiots. I have never seen in all my entire 50-something years in this country see so much corruption. I saw it in the 1990s. But the 1990s is baby compared to this. This Andrew Holness government is one of the most corrupt political organizations in the history of this country. This Andrew Holness administration is one of the most corrupt political administration in the history of Jamaica. I can repeat it again. This Andrew Holness administration, led by the leader himself, who is the Prime Minister of this country, Andrew Michael Burke Holness, is one of the most corrupt organizations in the history of Jamaica. One of the most corrupt government known. Everywhere you turn, corruption here, corruption there. And the sad part of it, if election called tomorrow morning, the Jamaican people put them back in. This is one of the most corrupt political organization in the history of this country. I thought the 1990 was corrupt, but this is blatant corruption. Blatant corruption in front of the Jamaican people's face. And that is why the Jamaicans in the Jamaican diaspora must stop this damn nonsense and go to your congressmen and congresswomen. We must investigate this $1.4 billion school bus scandal. But you want $2 billion more? Listen to me, man. Too much corruption.
Obviously, this senator don't have nothing to do because I just went into the chat and said that in pride himself and boasted about show the evidence. I mean, I wonder if when into the truth or
you want me to show the evidence? Carl Fee name involved in it too, you know. You want me to show the evidence?
Yeah, no, but he said it in there for sure the evidence. I wonder if I really Marlon gonna follow you.
Him same one.
Because obviously him have nothing to do in yard.
Him same one. That's why the game born.
Him lonely. There's no constituency in all of the disaster areas that Marlon can go try to bring some real relief to the people. I mean, this guy I follow. Anyway, Jeffrey. Serious though. How long will it take this investigation and carry out? Because if the truth need to be told and people need to see the evidence. And one of the biggest bit of that is that we really would love for the senators to say, was it a donation or was it a purchase that was done by the government of Jamaica? And how much they purchased it for? Because the truth of the matter is that if it's a donation, it's sad because all of these money, then all this money where them here say, them have forgot to retrofit bus and so. You mean so I just saw them plan to get away with it?
Damn thiefness.
Nobody will be held accountable.
50 buses missing.
Today, Jeffrey, but today the speaker said, Angela Brown Burke display was not only it has a wide effect on the Jamaican young people who are watching their parliamentarian. So is it safe to say that it's okay for people to go to school and just turn teeth? Because if what you're saying has truth to it, and I doubt you would be making up a story. How them people are so barefaced and them unstoppable?
Because you know why I am, Luke?
Yeah.
The Jamaican people have reached a point in their life, where corruption is the order of the day. And they just see it as something that, that's it. What happened?
Yeah. But Jeffrey, again, you keep on saying the people. The people are them are also them say them are also. And maybe them not have no problem with it. Cliff you say it's begrudge ambition because the Prime Minister lived in a wooden structure and had the dream of becoming Prime Minister when he was at the St. Catherine High School. And he fulfilled that. And that people don't like when you beat up a little youth or try. But I never know people could have loved the country of their birth as much as the Prime Minister. With all of these things that is happening in and around, can you honestly say that as Prime Minister that if this bus was donated, why we spend so much money?
But hold on there, look. Hold on there, look. If there wasn't any truth to what we are saying here, why is it that Darrell Vaz and the Jamaican government do not come out and say what Rattigan is saying and what Jeffrey Tavares is saying is not true? Until they haven't said anything to us about it. Many bloggers came out. We came up with it first. And many other bloggers come out with it and they don't say nothing about it. The Jamaicans in South Florida must reach out to their congressmen and their congresswomen and ask for accountability.
The people them say them are charged for cybercrime.
Charge me for who?
Cybercrime, because we are talking a lie.
Make them come, bunch of damn idiot, come.
And Marlon, they are both like Iran and Strap. For sure, the evidence.
Him no want me show me call film name involved by night. You know me show him nothing,
My God.
What he must come out and talk is about the $185 million that's overspent in the Ministry of Education. And teachers in St. Elizabeth can't get MPR now. You don't want to talk, you just shut your mouth. You're full of garbage like Riverton Dump.
No, it's all them people, them bare face, Because when British, what you are saying now, this administration would have to go really pack up and go. This is when KD night where they go come to pass, you have to pack your bags and go. If the people really, if it turn out that them really get them something as donation, where's the money? And we are the other 50 bucks that we're supposed to.
You want to hear KD night? Listen to Papa KD.
Please, Mr. Knight, please.
I'm suggesting that you are pathologically mendacious.
Mr. Knight, that is an improper suggestion.
Why?
And an improper.
After he just said what he just said?
Yes.
It's pathological.
Mr. Knight, please continue your cross-examination if you so intend to.
He was referring to what you said, a ruling you made.
And he laughed at you.
And laughed. You have a pathological condition when it comes to telling the truth. And I'm suggesting to you that you have misled, you have conspired, and you have deceived the Parliament, the people of this country, and the inquiry, this commission, the diaspora and every Jamaican, and that you, Prime Minister, should pack your bags and go.
Mr. Chairman.
That is what I want to say to Darrell Vaz. And you, Minister Darrell Vaz and Andrew Holness, should pack on the bags and go.
No, the pathological condition.
Pathologically mendacious they are.
Well,
you can tell me.
You remember the song where the teeth take over town?
You can tell me something here. We get buses for $1. We get a bus marked with Luke George Cook for $1 single US. I'm not lying to you. That's why we make this song. Dollar, dollar, dollar. could have put 1 million drunk or batty rum on your head.
Hey, it's ceremonial like the maze, man. Yeah,
You could have
it's ceremonial.
put 1 million bucks of white rum on your head.
You mean him could have called it? I call all like the spirit them.
Call on all the spirit we can call pan. Call pan the silver bangle too. Daryl, call pan the silver bangle too.
But have you ever seen in history where the ministers showing goods that we buy? And let me just use the word buy because the verdict is still out. And I use white rum. And I use white rum and we're talking about ceremonial meal.
Yeah, man. You don't know why you use the white rum.
Yeah.
Listen to this man again. Hold on. Listen to this man with his man. So listen to this.
The ministry has already started phase 2, which originally was going to be 150 buses in this upcoming financial year, 26-27. But in discussions with the Ministry of Finance, that has been reduced to 100. But here is the better news. It will be 100 new school buses.
Question to the minister is, the 1.4 billion that you waste, that couldn't buy new buses. Are we a try fool?
And which minister, Dora the Explorer?
Minister Dalvaz, me talking. Who you try fool? You use $1.4 billion to buy some old dilapidated used school bus, according to you. And that is why we're asking the question tonight. Did the city of Miramar donate the buses? Or did they sell them the buses? Or did somebody sell the Jamaican government the buses? Like when they sell University of West Indies or something.
Yeah, Jeffrey, them really rally up, man. But hold on there. So what you say? They were donated, but we spent $1.8 billion for them.
We're asking question if it was donated.
Oh.
Because they are old school buses that the school district don't use anymore. Either they auction them off or they give them away. So the question we're asking tonight of the greatest minister of transportation in the history of Jamaica. You can't talk about you use white rum. See the white rum here.
It's the Muppet Show!
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the light. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet.
Now tell me something now. You they use right from the but almighty Jesus. Look.
But white rum in the revival church is asking the one thing that you used to open the portal and to have the spirit them come. So in this case, why was the white rum being used?
Because we bad mind him.
But man, me I tell you, sir, John Wayne, man, me I tell you, sir, this is going too long. Them people I get with too much. That's why I go up a Portland, go molest the woman, and the woman have to send him up other way. She have to send him up other.
The woman tell him so sitting, and he couldn't do one single thing.
No, and probably will I, if he needs, I try to brave. Maria time, man, to brave.
We need brave people like this to stand up and ask these people questions.
But
The
Jeffrey,
Jamaican, let me repeat again, Luke George Cook.
but me can't believe
Jamaicans,
you not offer the PMP them evidence of this bus scandal, and them now pay on the dog mind.
Jamaicans who live in the Jamaican diaspora in South Florida, you need to get in contact with your congressmen and congresswomen and ask questions. Did the city of Miramar donate the school buses, or were they sold to the Jamaican government? Which one it is? Did the city of Miramar donate it to an organization and then the organization sold to the Jamaican government? And somebody buy to get some money? If you buy a house in South Florida? Jeffrey, behave.
Boy, these people.
That is why you know, Lou. That is why you know, Lou. Let me say something.
So, Jeffrey, how much you said that? What was the total purchase of the buses?
Okay, hold on there now. If 50 buses is missing out of 100, I was told, or maybe more than that, and $637 million is outstanding. What the money there? What did the bus in there? Yet you want $2 billion more to go buy buses? No, man. The Americans must step into this.
But are the Jamaican in the diaspora concerned about the
No, they're not concerned about it because, listen to me. All them want is order of old dead dog and order of old dead donkey.
Because, look, you're talking about the purchase of the bus. But I've heard you said repeatedly, and nobody challenged you on it, that money was collected for and handed to Minister.
I saw the check. Listen to me. Because I don't have the paper. I don't have the thing with me. The Minister of Youth or Sports and General, her name is Olivia Babsy Grange, collected a check of 400,000 United States dollars for hurricane relief for Melissa. 400,000 US dollars, that's 62 million Jamaican dollars.
And what was that used? And what was that used for?
Oh, they help me for know that, look.
But if the
money was given to her.
And she has not made any announcement as to how the money was spent?
We don't hear nothing where the money went in Jamaica. We don't know how much money they collect from the Telethon. We don't know how much money they collect from other governments. We don't know nothing. And that is why the Americans must investigate this administration. And the start of it must be with these school bus. The start of the investigation into money must start from the school buses. Because we need to ask questions also about the pandemic money.
You know, Jeffrey, I'm going to reach out to the PMP to ask them if they have any paperwork on the purchase and the procurement of the school bus. And there is a concern by Jamaicans overseas whether or not these were donated or they were purchased. And if so, we are the purchase order, because there must be paperwork for something of this magnitude, and then the school bus was said to be defective. Is there nobody who assess the goods that come into this country and the safety to the Jamaican
This minister
children?
tell a lie that the Americans they check the bus and the buses are safe. Not sir. Lie from the pit of hell. But I can play a song for you, see? So I can play for you. Listen to this.
Oh, what a woe situation, what a woe. Oh, what a woe situation, what a woe. Weeping and wailing, lightning and thunder, what a woe. I say, what a woe, city nation, what a woe. What a woe, situation, what a woe. Weeping and wailing, lightning and thunder, what a woe. I say, what a woe, city nation, what a woe. Weeping and wailing, lightning and thunder, Jamaica, what a woe. I say, what a woe, situation, what a woe. Jamaica weeping and wailing, lightning and thunder, what a woe. I say, what a woe, situation, what a woe. Hey! Weeping and wailing, lightning and thunder, Jamaica, what a woe.
All me know, if we, the people of this country, don't stand up, there won't be a Jamaica to leave for our children. All of these people buy a house in South Florida and the outskirts of France and in Atlanta. When the shit hit the fan, nobody now left down for the country. They don't run gun left all away. Listen to the speaker now.
So, not to prolong controversy, but because some moments require more than silence. They require reflection, they require correction, and they require us as members of this honorable House to remind ourselves, and indeed the country, of the standards by which Parliament must conduct itself. Last Tuesday, during the committee stage of the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority Bill, the Honourable Member of St. Andrews South West removed the mace from its place in this chamber. The member was named under the standing orders, ordered to withdraw, and the House took a decision in relation to her suspension for the remainder of the sitting. Thereafter, the Leader of Opposition and other members of the opposition engaged in a standing protest and chants in open defiance of the authority of the Chair and the order of the House. The record will speak for itself, but I must speak to what the moment means, because what occurred was not simply a breach of order by one member. It was a wider challenge to the authority of the Chair and the orderly conduct of the House. The mace is not a decoration. It is not a prop. It is not an object to be used in protest. It is the symbol of the authority of this House. It represents the authority under which we meet, debate, disagree, vote, and make laws on behalf of the people of Jamaica. So when the mace is interfered with, the issue is not simply about an object being moved. The issue is whether the authority of the House itself is to be respected. That is
Not hearing you, Tafaris.
Hold on there. Sorry about that. Hold on there for me. You're going to talk about respect? You have no moral authority to be speaking about respect. You have been disrespecting the people's opposition and the people of this country for far too long. You have no moral authority to be speaking about respect. None.
This is why this moment cannot be reduced to political theatre. It is not about government or opposition. It is about whether this Parliament, which belongs to the Jamaican people, will be allowed to conduct the people's business with order, dignity.
I like how you say it. This parliament belongs to the people of Jamaica, not Beverly Hills, nor Mona Great House, nor Manchester or Mandeville.
But
it belongs to the people of this country, not you.
But Jeffrey, you see, at the moment, I don't know why. My brother, I don't know why you even. What should I talk about?
Damn nonsense.
Because me hear a story in there where them a throw word for people. Openly a throw word. And I don't know, I never hear you stand up and talk about people must take this moment as a teachable moment, because when you're in there and disrespect your colleague and you blatantly take jobs at them. Because all this, there was a part in it where to talk about how people have gone on now to make light of the moment. And of course, there's the video of the newcomer, Nikisha Barnes, where
Nikisha
Burchell, where she actually have the maids actually talking and that out long to be touched. And it's kind of very funny. But you know what? Me hate this symbolic moment when the speaker can go around.
Hold on for me, Luke. We have a call coming in. Hold your thoughts there. Hello, good night. Make we talk here live.
Yeah, good night, sir.
Good night.
Yeah, man, we have a couple things, sir. All right. Let's get the first one. First, the Prime Minister's wife should not be a speaker in our house.
Pardon me?
The Prime Minister's wife should not be a speaker in our house. That cause a feedback for the opposition and that cause a feedback to the whole entire Jamaica people in Jamaica.
Yes.
Second one, they should never take 100% on them pay for Jamaica not produce.
Mm-hmm.
When they take 100% on them pay, you see, the school and the hospital and everything that go for the people get benefits, the people that get benefit from it, they're not going to get no benefit. Remember now, if the country not produce, then you can't take 100%. Out of 100 people, we don't see that others are run some as people in Jamaica. Majority of people now earn $1 million for the year now.
Mm-hmm.
So, when they take 20% on their pay, you know what happens? Mm-hmm. They put the country backward instead of forward. You know what I mean? Because most of the things we realize that we have to look at private sector and we have to realize that the people get the opportunity they go overseas.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody go overseas to take you know. But most of the things we have to rely on is private sector. Majority of the hotel in Jamaica, private sector own them. The business in Jamaica, China own them. So half a quarter of the business in Jamaica by any other way. We born in Jamaica. Everything a private sector, brother. So if we take 20% from pretty little bit where we get, which is tax, when we hardly pay tax. And you take it from we. When you just put what happen? You know, so you say I put up the things in my
But caller. Caller.
With your man, with your brain.
Caller, you hearing me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Let me say something to you, sir. I want you, when I finish talking to you, sir, you go to Google and type in Sri Lanka.
Mm-hmm.
When you type in Sri Lanka, the video will pop up. Mm-hmm. Many videos will pop up. You know what happened in Sri Lanka, sir? The people of Sri Lanka had got tired of the Guptas running Sri Lanka. Because they run Sri Lanka to the wreck.
Mm-hmm.
In which modern democracy, sir, can you have parliamentarians raising their salary when the education system is at work, the health sector is out of work, everything is out of work in the country, roads are out of work, and the people of the country still don't accept it, sir? Who's to be blamed?
You see, to be honest, let me tell you something. Wait. You have some people, so they're hungry. You want to go say, a hungry man catch off a straw. So then you can catch people all the while. When they come on to election. So children use and catch the people out, then buy them vote, and use to catch them. And when the election, they'll not see them. You know what I mean? So that is across the whole facts about everything, the thing about the people, and not think out of them head. It's like a man a bit of food to eat, and then you come out hungry, and my shirt is having the next plate of food from. You understand me? So then catch with a plate of food, and then tomorrow man they hungry, and then see on turn up on them. At the end of the day, the people that think they work them brain box, they not look for long term, they look for short term, and that is the whole facts about everything, brother. You understand me? So instead of as I said before, instead of the country go forward, it going back way. Cause look at it. This is a man that for 10 years, an example. What can create for anyone who in Jamaica? Nothing. You know, make a factory, these people can rent and you understand me? You know, make no school, we can say at least not to create somewhere. What the teacher them get? The teacher them like, oh, God bless for them get. God bless for the police get. God bless for the organization, the soldier them, the nurse, the doctor them. You know, the teacher and police, not police, teacher and doctor will process to get money. And them take 200%. I'm sure I mean Jamaica people no good brother. And they think about him and a foolish brother. Them are a fool brother. And at the same time, they come for Mark Rowling, we come from different countries, as I say. But Mark Rowling is a fool brother, see here. I'll give for the come from England. Then I say, but the guy who England come from, this is fair, come from foreign countries here. So no matter where you come from, not where you come from, leave from a foreign country, go make a way in life. So no matter where you come from, come to make a foreign Jamaica. That don't make a difference. At least I make a wonderful country, but at the same time, brother, I'm not putting all of it down to it. Brother, the man now, me, good brother. The man now in Jamaica, brother, my factory on the sea front of the face, we tell him tomorrow, man, to see tomorrow, man. The man not in the country, good brother. The man not rich himself. What billion they have? What business they have? What Jamaica have? What they have? When they go to man, what we have benefit from? What they put in place for the nothing. The market say, well, when they come there, nothing. A taxpayer when they belong to see anyway. And then that means that people have to put down. We feel discount over them there and now the country go and the factories in and I say that's the truth. We now talk about the side and say that one lie. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We discount over them there. We now the country go better. We take it that love. We have three, but a 3-star come. Then they could still do better. Take off the money for the raise. Not 20% for the raise and Jamaica and police. Take off it and start in the next school hospital.
Hold on for me, sir. Your phone is too close to your mouth. Take it a little bit from me, because you're muffled. Go ahead for me now.
Yeah, man. So me ask them, we take out them 20% for them pay. And start using like hospital and school repeat. That people can get benefit. Then put what money for them raise. I never see, when Mr. Siaga, I never see them big motivation for them pay. Mr. Man, they never do it. No one will pass one. This is one of the best young man that's coming in. And he want to get wrapped into that overnight, brother.
When him done,
overnight, the man get
when him done in Jamaica, sir.
Jeffrey, what I would like you to ask the caller, in the almost 3 terms of the Jamaica Labour Party.
Speak up, Luke, speak up.
In the almost 3 terms of the Jamaica Labour Party, because they wanted 18 years like the PMP. What has the caller seen as a major piece of development that he can say it is beneficial to him? And I think we need to have that conversation about how is it that we as a citizen, we see them pushing through this piece of bill about them need a bill for do recon, for do recon, fix
restore some more money.
Yeah, restoring people for hurricane. Why we always have to pay a new bill? Because why do we have the CDF, the Constituency Development Fund? Why we couldn't push it through that? Why we have to make a new bill? And what is this bill about? What is it going to achieve? What do they hope to achieve? And how do we hold people accountable? Because you see, one of the things is that I'm concerned, Jeffrey. Listen to what the caller said. In his mind and in our mind, people are always looking out for themselves. When you hear about increase of politicians, and then you look at the other civil servants, barely can manage, barely can live up to them bills. What is the significance of these bills if you have to create a bill? So you have the Constituency Development Fund, and you want to go redevelop.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Ask him the question because I think he has to run. So ask him the question, I can answer you.
Yeah. Basically, caller, what would you consider to be a major achievement of the Jamaica Labour Party that we, the Jamaican people, have benefited from?
We don't benefit from I'm gonna put the facts where the facts is lying. You see when PJ Pals own a power, PJ Pals now in the country better. We use one of say, we see what PJ Pals do. You see PJ Pals to school, you see in the hospital, him come and him can work a vehicle. Remember the one time back in the days when the one person left it and put it a PJ Pals to bring them there.
Yes, but answer the question now. What have you seen that the Jamaica Liberal Party does?
And we can get benefit. What this man put in, we can get the benefit from. That's what we see that. What's what we are feeling? What him putting in place in regard to him, man? What the fit in place? If you look up one of them, let me know what I'm seeing. Look at the fact. Look at the facts.
Your phone is too close. Your phone is too close to your mouth, though. We can hardly hear you, though.
All right. Look at what I'm saying. Put in place since in. In next summer, somebody will make a real for them the class with taxpayer more money. and then make some police station. If they make a hospital, if they make a school, if they make a factory, not have it in the day we can get benefit from. And if some not get rid of so many people, we are the crime, we are the wrong thing. We don't believe that corruption now. To be honest with you, I'm not wrong India, wrong. The people must work to get them well. So that's why we have to do some creative people can that camera 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000. That can't mind your mind of picking them. You are aware, create way. Let it all survive from them, the thing in your pocket. And take out the 20% for them when they put them in here. Take part of them here and put it, invest in the people in the country.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
All right, my friend. Thanks for calling in.
Jeffrey, as the caller,
all right. Thanks so much for calling in.
As the caller is making caller. As the caller is making it, you know, I look at Senator Roy and I look at the situation with Senator Roy that the other day Mayor said Roy like to walk free. Because
likely he's gonna walk free.
Boy, Jeffrey, that's a hard pill to swallow. But if I saw, me not think where the lady just said about the moment that she talked about that's parliamentarian requires that we come and to deal with the issue of the people's development with truth, honesty, and integrity. Because me remember say Royal, although there are strong evidence that shows that there was collusion between him and Dr. Pinnock and how they felt that it was okay. It is the sense that these people feel that it's okay to take what is not theirs and that they have a greater need to have it. And Royal was the Minister of Education and still hold on to the position of principal. And I remember when the debacle started, Juliet Holness, in a letter to JC, asked that they hold on to give an extension to Ruel coming back to take up the job as principal of JC. It's how comfortable we are. And you never heard anybody on the Jamaica Labour Party says what Ruel did was wrong. So for her to talk about some moments are serious and we need to spend the time on it. Where was the speaker saying that it was wrong for Ruel to take his household helper, a woman who is going to go to jail for something that she never sit down and she was not the brain behind the plan, and to have a bank account where money was being put in that bank account that she probably couldn't even know how much in the bank account card, and she set it up. And for you to use a Jamaican like this, isn't that the speaker should be saying moments like these, people should not. And then when you look, Jeffrey, almost every major event Royal there.
Listen to me. Royal Reid is still part of the Jamaica Labour Party. You know see what's going on? Although we're not talking about Royal Reid, what they're going on, they're just rub it in the Jamaican people's face. That's what I'm saying to you. If we're going to get justice in this country, we'll never come from the justice system in this country. That is why the people of the Jamaicans who live in the United States or living in Canada, they need to lobby, especially the United States, lobby their congressmen and congresswomen to look into this $1.4 billion school bus scandal. Did they get the school bus scandal as a donation? And who sold it to the Jamaican government? If they get it as a donation. That's the question we must ask ourselves.
But Jeffrey, the United States government couldn't sell them buster because from what me hear from wide opinion, the buses were not in any way, shape, or form to be resold. Those are buses that you should have just write them off and just know say them got garbage in. And so, how did we negotiate a purchase of something that, and as you said, they could have been auctioned, and would they have been auctioned at such a ridiculous price that we paid such a high price for them? And in all of this, we still didn't get 50 of them, and yet still nobody can account for it. And yet the government is comfortable that they have done the best for the people, and the people must stop listening to the lies, because if the truth be told, when the investigation is done, and if this is being carried out by yourself and other well-thinking Jamaica, and the truth be told, what should be the punishment or what should be the recourse against Daryl Vaz telling us a lie when he knows that it was a... And would the speaker now talk about people having treated this moment with the dignity and the integrity and the accountability that should go with people who are seeking public life and are representing the people of Jamaica? Because we have, I don't remember if you remember in the last election, Miss Dalrymple carried a group of bandits got Paul right yard, look like they're gonna mutilate the man. And nobody said it was disgraceful. So I don't know why we are talking about a dead piece of symbol that Europe give us called a maze, when these people have carried out such great... I remember seeing a video and I was so scared for Mr. Padmore, the guy who ran against Mr. Dalrymple, when they went to the man. Padmore, you never see the video go around when them got the man yard and like them at the man, him for come out, and it looked like he was sensible enough to hire some security people who could have backed them off. And I'm saying, in the spirit of election, when it done, we're not supposed to kill each other. And nobody called it a national disgrace. I don't agree if Angela Brownberg take a job and say, me not to touch the mayors. Because for me, Angela must be frustrated with what she's looking at in Parliament.
What I was told about Angela's situation, Dr. Brownberg's situation is this. Dr. Brownberg have been trying to get the attention of the speaker for a long while. And the speaker kept ignoring her. So she said, okay, she'll get about to up the damn maze. She should fling it outside though.
This is why I may not understand the speaker. She go down there, she agitated and disrespect people. When me or Dayton had to tell the speaker, my mother live at so and so. I mean, I was in stitches. How me hear she talk to the member them, how she tries, and I don't hear she take on Warmington, because Warmington tell her the other day, you don't turn off my mic. And she never dare to turn off the mic, Jeffrey.
I remember.
So I don't know what kind of secret Warmington have when nobody else know. And for speaker, I know that you have your political alliance because you are in bed with the chief. But how you treat the people you're gonna talk about the more.
That is why, Luke, George Cook, that is why I believe that they need to have constitutional reform to amend the constitution, that the Speaker of the House of Representatives must be independent, must not be from any political party. The Governor General must appoint the Speaker.
When you
Not the
get a
political parties.
when you get a Governor General that is not politically appointed. So I agree. The Governor General and the Speaker should not be politically appointed. We should vote for those people to carry that function, and that person should be somebody who we don't know that them have deep political affiliation. I agree with you on that, but I don't think the Speaker can talk about integrity because she has allowed so much to slide in under her leadership, and be it as it may, it has come from Dalrymple time to Fair time, where the house has become a tenement yard and not a house of respect. Because to me, she, as the Speaker of the House, if she really want to raise the bar and to show integrity as it at its highest point, I think she needs to treat with her colleagues with respect. I don't like the fact that they feel that now that the numbers have gone from 14 to 28,
Continue talking, look, I come in.
That the people who voted for their representative don't have the right to have their side be respected. We must have a healthy debate in government. We must have a vigorous opposition. I mean, I believe that we should have muzzle people because them not see the way everybody see it different, you know. Everybody by your program see this thing different, and people have various opinion. But we think that as Speaker, she has lost credibility to talk about, oh, this is a teachable moment, because she need to be reminded that even when she talk about the lady when they down there named Curry, or she did try to bring down the woman. When you hear out the road here, nothing that she herself said about this woman was truthful, and she don't treat the house as if these are her colleague, and she should respond. And Jeffrey, it is a known fact that we can have strong opinions.
Hold on there for me. When you finish, look, we're gonna play this. Angela Brown Burke. Respond back to her, you know. Continue talking when you finish with us.
No, let me hear Angela respond. I want to hear this. This must be this is a moment. I want to hear what Brown Burke.
Chamber, regardless of who you are, to pontificate and to scold the rest of us without taking responsibility for your own lack of decorum and disrespectful behavior. This, for me, is fundamental. It is about who we are, and it is about our identity. I say to my boys, I say to my nieces, when you are in a relationship, allow no one to strip you of your dignity. Allow no one to make you feel as if you are not worthy. I am duty-bound, therefore, to live what I preach and to be an example to those that I have been saying, do not allow others to trample over you. I am very clear in my mind that every action has consequences. We are leaders. Choice making is what we do every day. We take decisions and we bear the consequences. And so I say to this august body and to my colleagues, I am willing to cooperate with anyone who is willing to treat me as a human being. I am willing to play my part. Granted, I have never been a submissive female. It's too late for me to be that now. It's too late for me to be that now. So you will not get a submissive Angela in the chambers. No. However, I respect my colleagues. But there's a line I draw. If I come before you and every day you disrespect me, that's right. Them say one day the bucket bottom I go drop out. And when it drops out, and I stand here today very, very clear, when it drops out, those who have the authority to punish, go ahead. Go ahead. History will absolve. I do it not just for myself. I do it for those others who will come behind us and will remember that in this house we are all to be treated equally. That in this house, when we have certain positions, we put aside our political partisanship. And if we can't, we step aside from the position that defines it. And so, I have... No, I am very clear. I have dropped a lot of what I had prepared to speak today because I believe that this is important. I believe this goes to the heart of our democracy. Democracy is not just about you wielding a sword. It is also about how you reach across the aisle and make accommodations and come to decisions to the benefit of all. I am tired of sitting here, pressing my mic, asking to be to say something, and you don't have even the decency of listening and then saying no. You are, none of us here, none is clairvoyant. None of you live in my head. And therefore, even though you think you know me well, you do not know what I am going to say when I press my mic. Give me the courtesy. Accord me the respect as an elected member of this house to be heard. You then have the opportunity to determine whether it is okay or not for me to go ahead. I stand here as a representative of the people of Southwest St. Andrews. I come from the traditions of Portia Lucretia Simpson. I come from Vincent Brown, who is still alive at 100 and would rue the day if he saw me in a position where I sat quietly and took disrespect. Never. Never. And so I'm hoping, as I close, that this will be a moment on which we reflect, all of us, not just some, so that we leave the lack of decorum, whether it's from that chair or otherwise. We leave the disrespectful behavior, whether it is from the speaker's chair or otherwise. The rabid partisanship, whether it is from the speaker's chair or otherwise. It is one thing to say it and you're not mic'd. But when you stand to speak and to represent, then you have to draw the line somewhere. I am hoping that this will lead to a new day in the Parliament. I want to see it because I would like to be able to sit comfortably, to banter with my colleagues here and on the other side, to disagree with a laughter still on my face, and to agree respectfully, and to agree when that is what it requires. Thank you. To pontificate.
I have to play this over again. I gotta play this over again, Luke.
Yeah, I think that was a better speech than the speaker.
Let's play this over again, Luke, please.
Yeah, man.
No one gets to come into the chamber regardless of who you are. To pontificate and to scold the rest of us without taking responsibility for your own lack of decorum and disrespectful behavior. for me, it's fundamental. It is about who we are and it is about our identity. I say to my boys, I say to my nieces, when you are in a relationship, allow no one to strip you of your dignity. Allow no one to make you feel as if you are not worthy. I am duty bound, therefore, to live what I preach and to be an example to those that I have been saying, do not allow others to trample over you. I am very clear in my mind that every action has consequences. We are leaders. Choice making is what we do every day. We take decisions and we bear the consequences. And so I say to this august body and to my colleagues, I am willing to cooperate with anyone who is willing to treat me as a human being. I am willing to play my part. Granted, I have never been a submissive female. It's too late for me to be that now. It's too late for me to be that now. So you will not get a submissive Angela in the chambers. No. However, I respect my colleagues. But there's a line I draw. If I come before you and every day you disrespect me, that's right. Them say one day the bucket bottom I go drop out. And when it drops out, and I stand here today very, very clear, when it drops out, those who have the authority to punish, go ahead. Go ahead. History will absolve. I do it not just for myself. I do it for those others who will come behind us and will remember that in this house we are all to be treated equally. That in this house, when we have certain positions, we put aside our political partisanship. And if we can't, we step aside from the position that defines it. And so, I am very clear. I have dropped a lot of what I had prepared to speak today because I believe that this is important. I believe this goes to the heart of our democracy. Democracy is not just about you wielding a sword. It is also about how you reach across the aisle and make accommodations and come to decisions to the benefit of all. I am tired of sitting here, pressing my mic, asking to be to say something, and you don't have even the decency of listening and then saying no. None of us here, none is clairvoyant. None of you live in my head. And therefore, even though you think you know me well, you do not know what I am going to say when I press my mic. Give me the courtesy. Accord me the respect as an elected member of this house to be heard. You then have the opportunity to determine whether it is okay or not for me to go ahead. I stand here as a representative of the people of Southwest St. Andrews. I come from the traditions of Portia Lucretia Simpson. I come from Vincent Brown, who is still alive at 100 and would rue the day if he saw me in a position where I sat quietly and took disrespect. Never. Never. And so I'm hoping, as I close, that this will be a moment on which we reflect, all of us, not just some, so that We leave the lack of decorum, whether it's from that chair or otherwise. We leave the disrespectful behavior, whether it is from the speaker's chair or otherwise. The rabid partisanship, whether it is from the speaker's chair or otherwise. It is one thing to say it and you're not mic'd. But when you stand to speak and to represent, then you have to draw the line somewhere. I am hoping that this will lead to a new day in the Parliament. I want to see it because I would like to be able to sit comfortably, to banter with my colleagues here and on the other side, to disagree with a laughter still on my face, and to agree respectfully, and to agree when that is what it requires. Thank you. No.
Dr. Angela Brown Burke. What a remarkable speech to the people of this country. Luke, George Cook, your take on that?
Jeffrey, you ever hear them say ditto? Ditto, ditto. I agree with Angela. I agree with the delivery. If this was a debate, she should be given best speaker. It behoves me to think that the speaker actually came to to chide and to continue her punishment on a representative of the people. Be it that the representative don't come from her political persuasion, don't come from her political party, but it's disrespectful to the people who put Angela Brown Burke there. To sit down in this country and watch week after week, month after month, year after year, this speaker has demonstrated that she does not have the making of what a good speaker is. And I thought that what Angela said, it is what we should take away from this moment. It doesn't matter who is in the chair. It doesn't matter which party. We must not lose the respect that we must have for our colleagues. We must not make the moment about our party, and they do it so often. The Jamaica Labour Party don't seem to have any dissenting voice in there except when they vex with each other. When Warmington vex with the Prime Minister and vex with the Speaker of the House. There's nobody in there that really talks about decency and decorum, because I watched another episode, I saw another video some time ago when Juliet Holness was talking about Fitz Jackson. And when you hear Juliet Cuthbert, when you hear Cuthbert was going on and telling Juliet Robinson and why Fitz Jackson should not have come into the committee meeting and spoke, and when you hear the rule does allow Fitz Jackson to go into any committee meeting and probably ask a question. He doesn't have all the rights of voting in that regard, but he can go in there as an elected representative. But to hear how Juliet, when you didn't get a sense that these were colleagues, and although we have difference of opinion, we allow people to have their say respectfully, hear what they have to say, give it some consideration, and think about the Jamaican land we love and the people that we are serving. For far too long, I think that Juliet Holness has behaved as if these people are our yard boy and she talk to them. And she don't have a problem with the fact that Jamaicans don't like it. We don't like what we see. We don't, and this is what we see all the time. You always seem like you're at war with the people them on the other side. And yes, I see Peter Phillips say him left him house, go down there. And I said, Madam, I actually came here today because I was glad to see you get this opportunity to serve as speaker. I don't like the fact that she's speaker. I don't think no husband and wife should have senior leadership of an organization. I think it's a deadly combination of the tale of the two wicked cities. But people come down there and you treat them with no regard. And so the people who voted for them, you are treating the Jamaican people and talk about this is the people's house. Which people? 38% of your voting population voted in the two last election. And if that is not a telling moment for Juliet Holness that democracy is at its lowest point and people have lost their faith in the political system, and we don't need tyrants, we don't need no SSR here. We need people who are seriously going to tackle the business, because Jeffrey, them a do too much, and I get where we did. So me big up Angela. Angela better than me, because I know that me that go down there go say, me sorry, me have some other choice or me that want to start to her. But for the moment, I think Angela Brownberg really licked this one for 6. I think we should listen. We should bring back civility in how our discussions are as parliamentarians. The decorum, I would like to see if Juliet can lead by example, by demonstrating to the Jamaican people that she have the making of a good speaker if she start to treat the people that the people have voted for with the respect and accord them the opportunity to speak. Once you do that and you effectively put into place that this is what the parliamentary system is, you can speak for so long and then we will vote on it. Because you notice when she talk about, let me hear who go for it, the eyes are always with her. There's no dissension in our party. And funny enough, I wonder how they feel if they are so happy when they see Speaker around on Angela Brownberg. I mean, I tell you, sir, every time I look for Adjamal to Jeffrey, boy, let me be myself, you know. me have to ask myself, my God, I want to Audrey.
Hello, Mike 1. Luke, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I don't think members of the Jamaica Labour Party agree in what Juliet Holness is doing. I don't think majority of them agree with her, but if you hear something that was said in the parliament during that debate, that majority of them can't speak freely because the Prime Minister of a girl are hand them from Wappy Kill Philip. That is why right now, Marlene Malahoo Fort is at odds with them because she came out against them with this bill.
I know the same thing Rosalie said. When Juliet come to her, a vendetta she come with.
Exactly so.
And you know, Jeffrey, the thing say the only reason why this continue to go on, you have an immoral prime minister who don't set no example for anybody to follow, and him allow this constant bickering and tearing down. Because remember, the Burke situation, you know, is carried by this prime minister, you know, as to and him go as far as to challenge the man upon him birth certificate. And you know what me find to be so hypocritical? Why they are chide the man and not tear down the man? You don't have to, you have to respect. And to them, me hear them up here, they were paying respect to the late the man with name where I never know
Hugh Hart is a former minister of tourism.
I didn't know that Mark Golding could work with Hugh Hart, and Hugh Hart was so close to Mark Golding. I was happy. I was so shocked.
All of his friends in the Luke. This is what Luke, let me tell you something.
And that me I say.
Luke, hold on, Luke. Let me tell you something that I know for a fact. I know me hear, me know. Majority of the parliamentarians are in business with each other, both opposition and government. And they're friends. And the Pitney and Pitney go to school together. And the Pitney and Pitney married to each other. They're friends. So it's only the Jamaican people take up this thing that cost each other about PNP and JLP. They laugh at us.
Because me I wonder. Me hear this so often that me say next time Mr. Julian Roberts, I hope him not run me. Is it that you're truly the God Andrew Holness and Juliet, the godparents are your child? Because I don't understand. I really don't understand why them people behave like them really dislike each other. Why them try to trick?
Because when
why they try to trick the rest of us?
When Parliament finishes a place, they go and play domino. When the budget presentation finish, they come together, they drink and they chat and laugh at each other and laugh at me. When
Jeffrey,
PJ
you know,
Patterson have his birthday party, and Edward Seaga was like, Edward Seaga got a PJ Patterson birthday party, so is Bruce Golding. When Bruce gonna have his birthday party, the PJ Patterson was there. They're friends. It's only we, the Jamaican people, say them are a friend, not no go so. They're friends.
Jeffrey, you know, I believe you.
I am
Because-
telling you, look, and lie me, I tell you.
Jeffrey, I believe you. Because you remember, me couldn't believe, say, Daryl Vaz, Carl Samuda, and the late Roger Clark was such close friends.
They are friends, yes. Then hold on there. There's a former minister, I'm not call no name, who had a Mercedes Benz. And apparently he forgot to pay off some loan for the Mercedes Benz. And the late Roger Clark said, no man, bank can't come back and take blah 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 Benz. Roger Clark took out in checkbook and write how much the loan was when he's supposed to pay a month time and pay it. And when the other person, whatever, come in, give back Roger the money. They're friends. Listen to me, look. I become no want to talk certain things, you know. They are friends. It's we, the people, be telling a friend. They are friends. And that's why I said to you, not one single politician in Jamaica will ever go to prison. None. And nobody bring back Jackson to me. That done gone a long time.
Me not bring that here. I believe you. I believe you said something. That is why I believe that when me and the opposition silent on something, them know things, but them not talk. Them hold up things to them one another and them give each other a pass. So when them in there, I think that there's a signature that says, "I'm tell you, dog, I don't like it. Talk to me afterwards." Because it cannot be that Juliet look like she have a thing against Angela Brownberg.
She does. Not look like she does.
It's not the first you see. I mean, don't know why the speaker is so.
And one of the reasons why she have up Angela Brownberg, because Angela speaks about, if it's Angela, I think it was Angela who spoke about the lease flat home apartment that she's building and the people who suffering from that apartment complex. And the people who run away to the United States.
Juliet carry out her leadership with inferior complex, and it is becoming telling now. Truly, I think we would like to see if the Prime Minister would be kind enough to the Jamaican people to appoint a new speaker. We need somebody.
He can't do that. He cannot do that.
What you mean him can't do it, Jeffrey?
Listen to me. Luke, take it from your good friend Jeffrey Tavares tonight. The Prime Minister of Jamaica, Michael Andrew Holness, do not have the balls to remove his wife as speaker. You want bang around happen between Mona Greathouse and Beverly Hills?
But Jeffrey is not is that job, you know, it's not a link up situation.
And there is a reason why the wife is speaker. Come on, Luke, read between the lines, man. Read between the lines. There's a reason why she becomes speaker.
I have
that when certain bill come to the parliament pertaining to certain people, it take long to go through.
It is sad, and I hope that Miss Holness know that this is.
And the People's National Party is to be blamed too. What they should have done in this last thing is get up in the parliament and say no. Don't be silent. Don't be silent whenever they talk. All in favor. Aye. Get up and say no. At least you protest against it. And take to the streets of this country with the Jamaican people. And demand that she not step down as speaker.
I have seen that this speaker will not put certain bills to be tabled. She has blocked the passage of how this parliament usually conducts itself. The parliament has lost all integrity. And what these people are not mindful of is that so many Jamaicans have lost faith in the political system. Everybody see them as thief and liars, pathological mendacious, and they not no shame.
I asked the opposition spokesperson on national security, my good friend Fitz Jackson. I asked Member Jackson, I said, in all your political life in this country, Member Jackson, have you seen so much disrespect for a prime minister and his wife? He said no. And I'm asking the same question, Luke George Cook. In all your life in this country following Jamaican politics, have you ever seen so much disrespect for a prime minister and his wife?
No, Jeffrey, and I'm telling you, this is why I say it's like them people here, them have no shame tree, because even the baby on the breast, I'm not going to say about the prime minister and the wife. If you ever hear Pitney call Juliet some name and talk some things about Angela, I'm not talk about Pitney over 12. You ever hear there was that
Angela, they talk about Juliet and Angela.
Juliet and Andrew. If that people I'm not going to say about them, you know. And it's not only older people, it's how the young people see them and the things that people talk about them. And these people are not shameful of how them carry themselves. I remember I don't really go to public. I seldomly like to go to public events. And when me hear say even when them have upper stadium, the independent celebration.
Grand Gala.
I hear say them no want give no ticket to the opposition the opposition. The mayor never even get ticket at one of the event. The fee constituency people that were live near to stadium was going to tear down stadium gate. And I say, I want this. Or how people boo Mark Golding at the last independent gala. I just walked out of the stadium. I thought it was in poor taste that for
hold on there. They boo him for true?
Yeah, they were booing him. And what I got to understand from a strong JLP person who we talk to each other. In other words, we stop him from the political talking. We're not talking about that. The person told me, I mean, I have no doubt about what I'm telling me. He said that it was organized, that they were bringing people there to boo Mark Golding and to call him dirty white man. And he said he never agreed with it. He never agreed with it. He thought that not at a national event. And this is when it dawned on me that these people don't have no decency. They must stop lying to the Jamaican people about their people of integrity, because I can disagree with you, but that don't mean I must come in public and tell my supporter them say, to tear you down. And I mean, like when the PMP when them come to power, and me I gonna say when them come to power, I don't know if it's in the next election or the other one. Who want to vote back for that administration? Yeah, vote for suffrage. Me I plant my banana tree. Me I plant my callaloo, because me I ban my belly for the foolishness to come. If I saw the Jamaican people full. But Jeffrey, when we reach, I say no, we have to tear down we counterpart, because we are in power. Is this what power is? Should this be what we use, the power that we convince the people that we are working in their best integrity? Because I think that there's a way we can disagree, but we maintain our civility and we maintain our decorum and respect for each other. So I don't know that the speaker should be talking about is a moment that we must look and we must reflect and we must learn. If she don't want to lead by example, then that's sad. You don't come there and a child Angela Brown Burke. People tired of you are going like say, are you a bull bucker and duppy conqueror? People now go take it. And every day now I'm glad Angela said, you can't bucket it well. One day the bottom must drop out. She lucky Angela never run go up, they're gonna get her two bucks.
You know, I don't think she know who Angela Brown Burke is, you know.
Well, Angela,
You remember?
Angela invoked Sister P. She's glad Sister P is not in the parliament because we know Sister P that book already.
You remember when Mama P, when Michael Manley was alive, and there was a big thing done by the heart going on in the heart of downtown Kingston. There was a thing going on down there, and some uprising in Harborview, and Michael Manley coming through. Mama P decides, Mama P go down there. Would you know what in you know where? And she said, look here. I don't feel no boy, no gal out here. The leader coming through. Mama P turn up out there, would you know what?
Jeffrey had talked about that. You remember that at Marvelly High School, the voting side, Mr. Siaga was pinned down by some strong people who said they were going to kill him. Yes. I remember that it was a Portia Simpson, Lucretia Miller who went to the side and told them that that can't happen. And in that regard, they're cemented a lasting friendship between the Siaga and the Portia Simpson Miller. And it was so interesting that he became like her chief defense.
Yes.
When people would want to say horrible things, he would be there to say, and there was a lasting friendship. So me don't know. It looked like said Juliet born in a wrong time, and for them politics, it done.
Let me say something too. No? Let me say something to both you, Luke, and those who are watching us from around the world in the Eastern Caribbean. It's now 18 after 10 o'clock here in South Florida. 19 after 10 o'clock in South Florida, 19 after 9 o'clock in the land of wood and water. Land of wood and no water. Let me say something too.
No, Milton's a water there.
Anyway, Jeffrey, behave yourself. Let me say something too. What we fail to understand, and I keep on saying it to the Jamaican people, majority of these parliamentarians are friends. And when you have a Portia Simpson Miller go down in the heart of Marvelly and say, hey, you can't do this, it's to show you the respect that those who were planning to XQYZ respect Portia Simpson Miller. She went down there without any bodyguard. She drove go down there, must only one bodyguard. And some Papa Eddie have to come out.
And rescue Papa Eddie from the mob who called for his death and his execution.
Yes.
And would have, and I tell you, you see, when them talk about history, you know, them not tell you about them things, you know, because there was another time when we went to Arnett Garden and the late Willie Agat spit off him and said, well, you dope yourself. And an individual wrote from the crowd from what I was told and said to Willie, say, you can't do this, you can't this the opposition leader at a football event. That don't call for. You might disagree with him, but moments and time. Yes. So when Juliet in respect go and talk about, I'm gonna tell you something. You see, when Andrew disrespect Michael Manley and talk about Michael Manley has led this country in poverty and that Michael Manley is largely responsible for the underdevelopment of this country, I thought that was in poor taste.
You know why? You know why this Prime Minister went and said that, Luke? And in his budget presentation, the Prime Minister had nothing to speak about. His budget presentation lacked substance. It lacked body. It lacked seasoning. It lacked salt and pepper. It lacked Scotch bonnet. It lacked scallion and thyme and garlic and onion. It has nothing. So only he would speak about was to speak about Michael Manley. I mean, this Prime Minister is just, for God's sake, help us down in this.
Jeffrey, I'm glad you said that, because me your man I come tell you you're a bad man. And everybody will talk them truth, them bad man. A bad man for bad man. But Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller, And probably this is why people are going to say, oh, it has to sound political. But you look back, you know, say a 3 honorary doctorate or 4 honorary doctorate. Portia Simpson, I never call herself Dr. Portia Simpson.
Exactly. Portia went to school in Canada. She said when she finished Parliament in the evenings and Tuesdays, her professor said to her, come the next flight out, you're going to come into Canada. She went to Canada, do her whatever she do. And the next morning she fly back home to Jamaica. And she never one day come out and say, I am Dr. Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller. But yet these people who are getting doctorate, some of them buy it. Doctor of thiefness. Doctor of individual. Jeffrey behave tonight. Doctor of concubinership.
I'm always surprised when me hear PMP, when the Labour them say people bad mind. Why was it so important for Andrew to get a doctorate and for them to call him doctor?
Luke, come next month, I'll be Dr. the Most Honorable Jeffrey Tavares Esquire.
Ambassador.
Ambassador Plentiful.
We put some post over. Are we going to be calling you Dr. Jeffrey Tavares, OJ, OM, Old Donkey? All of these going to be posted over.
Hold on, let me get them, man. Hold on, let me get them. I will be referred to as Dr. the Most Honorable Jeffrey Tavares, CD, OJ, JP, MBE, MSBC, WHEBE, WBAB, member of the Knight Grand Cross of His Majesty the King of England.
So Jeffrey will be eating cake.
But they want to turn doctor for your kind of damn nonsense and thiefness.
I'm surprised when people talk about Batman because Angela Burke have a doctorate where she actually studied for.
She get it from the University of Cuba.
Eh? The woman actually have a doctorate where she studied for.
Angela Burke speaks 4 different languages.
And nowadays, people are telling about when you call the Prime Minister name, you must talk about Dr. Andrew Holness. Me respect people who go to school, go study for where they are. Me no want nobody give.
Did you know that Bobby Montague study and get a doctorate? Nobody call Bobby Dr. Bobby Montague.
What Bobby Montague get doctorate in?
I don't remember it, but I know he went to some
Liaritis.
Oh, Jesus have mercy, dear God.
What Bobby Montague get doctorate in? Liaritis.
I don't remember. He has a doctorate degree. But look, come next week. No, next week. 2 months from now. Yes, I'll be Dr. the Most Honorable Jeffrey Tavares, CD, MBE, OJJP, MSBC, Knight Grand Cross of His Majesty the King Charles, and member of the British Royal Family, Archbishop of the Holy Hill Zion Church.
Man, you know, so what Professor now, when I on the card, I must say, do you know who my friend is?
Yes.
My friend is the Doctor Honorable Ambassador at that long Jeffrey Tavares
Ambassador
of
Plentiful.
the Great Knight Cross of London and Britain and all the outskirts.
Yes.
Listen to me, Jeffrey. With all of the doctors and the big. With all of the people them in here with them doctorate, I said them in a parliament. How is Jamaica land we love after 1961 on the
62.
first day 62 on the first day of the first day was emancipation and the 6th day was independence? How have we become a sovereign nation that our democracy is so strong because we have invest in the human capital of the Jamaican people and their lives are on a first world world track where them a create record after record. The people at Jamaica them strong. What is all this studyration without any development of the Jamaican people? Where we go school from? Come in and see we better.
Listen to me. Let me give you a joke. There is some pastors and bishops around Jamaica, you see, who get doctor. And the poor members of the church believe that they are medical doctors. You hear me? So you have some of them said them is Dr. Archbishop, Dr. Most Honorable, all kind of bloody nonsense. As if
Jeffrey,
they can't go to heaven.
Jeffrey, when you want pastor, I preached the other day, them have one service, and my friend said to me, so she begged me to come because she wanted me to do a presentation and something. And I sat there waiting for to do the presentation, and I hear the man say, he might take up a special offering. And the man literally, when me tell you, the Jamaican people, their mind warped, The man literally collect couple about 500,000 the night at the special service. And he throw it up in the air. And he said, when he throw it up in the air, he said, God take your portion, and the rest that is whatever come down is mine. And I was there, and I was saying to myself, did he really do that? Or am I really in here? Exactly what I do. I said to her, I said, don't invite me back on your demon worship. Because that is not Christianity. What
me would not get up and say, hi, what you do wrong? Make I give you a joke, Luke. There's a lady that I know, you know. Very spiritual lady. I respect her to the earth. I take her from my mother. Because some things that happen anyway. Let's not go down that road. She went to a church one day, you know. And the choir director go do something the night before, you know. Go have sex the night before, you know. And come at church from the rastrum, they sing and they sing and they sing and they sing and they sing, you know. So she going to church now, she was invited to that church, she go to church, you know. And she sitting in the church, you know, and she said she just couldn't stand her feeling, you know. She get up and she said, hi, come down, you smell like F. Come down.
It come in a smell to Jeffrey.
She said, come here, you smell like F.
The man threw up the offering and said, we'll go for God one. I will come down and feed. And the members them say, amen. So when you ask me if Jamaicans are going to go out of what, if people can sit down in church and watch somebody make mockery of their suffering and their hard money given to this church, that God takes a part and what comes down is him. What nonsense is that? And people sit down in the church where me know said them all go university and study and get masters.
Idiots around, you know. I want you to listen to this video here, Luke. There's a pastor that I know. Very good pastor. He has nobody can get this pastor in a bad name. Pastor Christopher Taylor of the Mount Faith Baptist Church. Listen to what he was preaching about the other day. Listen to this.
Up somewhere in Brandon Hill. And when no man cook a Sunday daytime, she created the coconut and let you who know coconut. Some young lady don't know coconut, better coconut. Your fingernail too tall. And that's why the man them have so much disease. Because we are not proper fed. Oh, I'm going to link it today. Some of you don't know a coconut. Coconut don't look like. Because you watch your fingernail. The new norm be going at I love buy banana. Who peel a banana with them dirty hand? The new thing now is going I love. No buy flour we need. Do you know who need a flour? Oh, somebody talk to me. Over here, so now talk to me. So, when you are refined, know the problem in that church? The big people not teach young people they nothing. All them a teach them say send them go have sex. I hear a conversation last week. And I wonder some of these people, decision makers, they are saying now, one man recommend that they should move the threshold, move the age of consent to 18. Listen, I want you to be with me. You are telling my daughter that she can't have sex at 18, but she can't have a driver's license at 18. Something wrong with that? And so if she ready to pick sex 16, simple me that you will tell me that at 16 in a response here again. Oh, talk to me, no man. The government nasty. Private sector nasty. And the objective is to mash up the society. Hold on, take time with me. Wait, so me have a pint? No, man, I have no pint that choke me up.
Yes, sir.
If my son at 16, my daughter, can't go to a passport office, then they come to her as a minor. Don't talk to me, no sister. But yet she can't tell her boy, say, me can't give you some of this, and you give me some of that. The government run, and you run, holding you run, private sector you run. I don't sit down here. I have a problem. Because if my 16-year-old at that time of the month can't buy sanitary napkin, but yet she can't tell my boy, say, you heard the truth about it that they are saying now. If we move the threshold to 18, more young boys, I'm sending them to prison. I will not send them to prison. We have a lot of lands there. We have some reserve on my upper camp. Where to go and planting?
Yes, sir.
We have a plant rice.
Yes.
And for your duration of time. You have a farm, you say one year, the cat and 9 years. Did you hear me? Yes. We not lock you up then so homosexual. No, we have to put you make your work.
Yeah.
It is alleged police a set of man. Because if the system corrupt. Talk to me, no man. We are in a corrupt system. All the best efforts are destroying. The system corrupt. After messing this morning, with somebody top of the iron in Jamaica. Can I send out a warrant for you? God said to tell you. You charge. When the time comes, you're not going to have done. Your mind are confused. If I'm going to mad you, because blood money. Somebody show blood. Hold on now. When you're a good lawyer, you don't spend more time more than 48 hours on lesbian bars. Talk to me, man. Amen. And some of these liars know that the boy they not work.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me, man. Some of your mother know that they are gone.
Yes.
Oh, yes, when police kill them.
Yes.
You have a black road. Yes. You're too wicked and lie. Whatsoever man sow.
That is Pastor Christopher Taylor. Hold on there. That is Pastor Christopher Taylor of the Mount Faith Baptist Church in Lawrence Tavern, St. Andrew. A man who speaks truth to power. Luke, your final thoughts on what Pastor Christopher Taylor just said. Let us wrap up. It is now 10:36, 9:36 in the land of wood and no water. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know Christopher Taylor, but there's another Baptist minister, Jeffrey. I was just trying to get his I was trying to find this video. I thought I sent it to you, but I looked a while ago, and this one is the pastor of Orcharius Baptist, who talked about the number of Jamaican young men that have been killed mercilessly by
Oh yes, a tall, slim one.
I don't even know if I'm tall and slim, but I just know some I come across the video the other day, and what he said resonated with me. And this was the second time I hear him come out and him say it, and he said it is amazing to watch how these young people are just being killed because we don't want to spend no time with them in the court system. So we just murder them, and how we have become voiceless in light of the injustice happening to humanity. And so I think it is a good time for minister like this one and the other one that you just played.
Yes,
that
Pastor Christopher Taylor. Yes.
yeah, that we need people who will speak the unadulterated truth to power. And I'm hoping that the National Prayer Breakfast will not be held this year. Because I think it's such a waste of time for the church to be silent on the evil that is being carried
Listen
out.
to
When
me.
you
Look,
when you
hold
watch
on a minute there for me, look. This national prayer breakfast thing that they're having, it is not for the poorer class of Jamaicans. A Christopher Taylor, Pastor Christopher Taylor, honorable man of the Mount Faith Baptist Church in Lawrence Tavern, St. Andrew. His church is not invited. Pastor Bishop Kenton C. Palmer of the church run by Waterhouse there. Remember the name of the church? I used to go to that church too. They're not invited. The lower class of churches in this country is the people of the Vumbova and the Vumbovine churches that can go to the Jamaica Pegasus and chat that kind of bloody nonsense. They need some Holy Ghost sanctified preachers and mothers of Zion at these prayer breakfasts to speak truth to power and call on the Almighty God to rescue this nation. Go ahead, Luke, make a wrap up here.
But Jeffrey, let us not be voiceless, because the reason why evil is so pervasive is because good people do nothing about it. And I think that we have to continue to use this opportunity and your platform to educate the Jamaican people, both home and abroad, about just the atrocity that is happening. We are not seeing a government of the people. What we're seeing is people who are capitalists who have aligned themselves to a political party, enrich themselves while the people are suffering. I think so from 1962 to now, but the things that we could have reached a far way. And the Jamaican people shouldn't have to be worried about things like healthcare, education,
and
security, and water. In addition, our brothers and sisters who were so badly affected by a Hurricane Melissa still out the door. It's almost like we don't understand. We saw this with Hurricane Katrina, but we saw that it took a long time for a big United States to respond. This is that we have to be creating new bills and say that we are going to do something for the people. But is it to make them better, or is it to make them dependable? And so they remember when they go to the ballot box who butter their bread. Is this a Jamaica that the people of Jamaica are going to one day wake up to a government that actually have the compassion to create a society in which all of us can have the Jamaican dream of owning a home, owning something for ourselves, and get some dignity for once and for all? And will we ever see the day return of leaders who, despite their political convictions, treat each other with respect? Because, I remember again, as a young man coming up, I would see my grandparents go to their neighbor who was of the different political side. And yet still, them buy them broom, them buy them beer, Jeffrey, on election night. them play them domino, and when the winner is announced, the other side take up the move and say, we're going to sweep it out. But there was a camaraderie and a respect and a love for you as a Jamaican that we never allow partisan politics to dictate how we treat our brothers and sisters. And we call for we call back for people to go back to the days when we can have our difference of opinion, but it shouldn't cause us to lose respect for our Jamaican brothers and sisters. And again, I don't know that it trouble anybody. I'm wrapping up, but let me say that. You see, when we hear Rosalie Hamilton said, me know the body them there. Jeffrey, that has given me some sleepless night. Because it was as if we were talking about, she said it, and I think it never juked people. You're saying that you know where the bodies of Jamaicans are? That you know that Mr. Gentleman Donovan Williams carried out the execution of people, buried them, and yet still have the right to be called honorable? So let me ask you a question. In what modern democracy you can have a member of the Jamaica Labour Party who talks about how much disgust she have for the leadership? When she talked about Juliet, you hear she talk about Juliet? It wasn't with respect. And when she want to know people business or when she want people side with her, she come talk to you. And she don't have no respect for Juliet. And she said it in those open message that we heard. She expressed her disgust with the leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party. So me I wonder if people don't listen, or we are in a trance that it just go over it. But these are days that me tell you, we're not losing hope. It have to get worse, so it get better. Every time bucket go a river, one day the Jamaican people are gonna stand up and say, enough is enough. I believe that day is so come now. I just have a strong feeling it is on its way.
My God. As I come off here now, my fellow Jamaicans, let us take heart. Let us stand up for the space of rock we believe in. And let us speak truth to power. Let us not be political motivated, but let us be Jamaicans and let's put this country first. And I say to many of you, and all of you who are watching us from beyond the shores of our island, Jamaica, and Jamaicans in the diaspora around the world, our nation is bleeding. Our nation needs help. Our nation needs help. And only God can help this country of ours. When Peter Bunting asked for divine intervention, he knows what he was saying. And I say to the praying mothers and grandmothers of Zion, continue praying for this nation. Because it's your prayers that is holding up this country. It's your prayers that is holding up Jamaica land we love and holding up our children, and your children. The praying mothers of Zion, who are often overlooked and underappreciated, they are the one who's holding up this country. Not these so-called people of the vump of our churches. They're not the ones holding up this nation. It's praying mothers of Zion. Pastors like Pastor Christopher Taylor, who has some praying mothers in his church. They are the one who's holding up this nation of ours. And for us as individuals, for us as young people in this country, we must speak out. We must not be afraid. Because the Bible said, I give you a spirit of fear, a spirit of boldness, and a spirit of fear. In Jeremiah, it speaks about, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you a bright future. Let us cling to the Lord God Almighty. Let us continue to be one nation under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of this whole human race. We as a people must stand up for this piece of rock. We as a people must demand accountability. Many times I come on air and nobody knows what I am going through personally. Many times I come on air and I'm hurting. But I do this to alleviate what I am going through, because I love my country. As the songwriter said, nowhere in the world I go, I'm a Jamaican. Doesn't matter where I go in this world. I live in the Cayman Islands for many years. I am a Jamaican. I live in the United States. I am a Jamaican. It doesn't matter where you go in the world. You are a Jamaican. And all of us must stand up and forget about the political parties, because the change that we seek in this country will never come from the two political parties in Jamaica. We as a people must demand the change. We as a people must be the change that we seek in this island of ours. And so I say to you Jamaicans, from Negril Point to Moran Point, from Galena Head Mountain to Blue Mountain, from Dolphin Head Mountain to Dranker Head Mountain, rise up and stand up for this piece of rock. May God bless you, and may God bless our island home, Jamaica land we love. I want to say thanks to those who call in, to my good friend Luke George Cook, to Miss P, to Mario behind the scene. God bless you all, and may God continue to bless Jamaica land we love. Luke, you and I will talk. Have a good night, my friend.
Good night, Doctor, the Honorable Jeffrey Tavares, OJOD, Knight of the King's Order. I just sent you a clippings of the Reverend from Ocherius. I think it makes me want to go to church. His messages are practical, but he has a passion for this country. And I would ask that you share it with your viewers. Every time I hear the gentleman, if more leaders had the balls to speak truth to power, he reminds me, Reverend, they can look for Reverend Jonathan. I think his name is Jonathan Hemmings.
Yes.
Yeah. Look for the Reverend Jonathan Hemmings. I think the things that he says are critical, and his views are similar to ours. And I'm going to hunt him down to see if he would speak on your program about how he feels about the direction of this country and where it is going, because we need people who have the integrity to speak truth to power. So thank you, Doctor, the Honorable Jeffrey, Knight of the Grand Cross. The people. Knight of the Grand Cross, Jeffrey, you have got your old dog awards.
Good night, Luke George Cook, my good friend, human rights activist Luke George Cook. Thank you all very much. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. Good night, everybody.
As children, we learn the true meaning of being a hero. Being a hero requires great sacrifice for others, not just ourselves. We learned about the heroes of Jamaica's past and how much of themselves and their lives they had to give in building a nation we should be proud to call home. They believed in a Jamaica that was more than just a country, more than just an island, more than land surrounded by water. They believed in a dream of a free nation of people. A nation built on the foundation of their sacrifices. A nation of many people working as one. A nation that would continue to produce legends and nation builders that serve towards that vision. As children, we were also taught the National Pledge, a solemn promise, an undertaking. I would like to believe Sir Hugh Sherlock, while writing this pledge, understood the vision and dreams of our heroes. It's clear being a hero is too much to ever ask any one citizen. Luckily, the pledge does not require heroics of any of us. It merely asks that we honor our heroes by striving to advance our nation and ultimately inspire the world. like they and many Jamaicans have done. It's important we remember those words. These words. Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body in service of my fellow citizens. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. If you are like me, a Jamaican born and raised on this land, maybe you will remember saying those words, singing that song in a classroom or some general assembly. If so, like me, you made a pledge. Somehow it seems like many of us have forgotten that. The crime and violence, the indiscipline and short-sightedness, the corruption, the lack of respect for our beautiful lands we are blessed with, and the waters that surround and nurtures us. We have to do better. Let us honor our heroes so that they would not have sacrificed so much in vain. I hope this video can make a difference to even one soul. If so, it would all be worth it. If you feel the way I do, share it. May my voice become yours. Thanks for watching.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk.